He fell from a deck that was not up to code and died from his injuries. To investigator Pam Zeckman first disclosed the tragic details of the case of 24-year-old Sean Heflin. Now, a building management company has settled a wrongful death lawsuit for $975,000. Pam joins us now with the rest of the story.
Bill and Walter, for Sean Heflin's mother, this lawsuit was more about the message than any money she could expect to get. And it's a message she hopes will be driven home to the city, building owners, and tenants who may have dangerous porch code violations where they live.
The hope is that the city will be much more diligent in doing checks of porches in the city, and that landlords are aware that if they have a porch that is not up to code, that they could have a suit against them.
Her 24-year-old son, Sean, was at this Lincoln Park building attending a party on the second-floor deck with a railing that was 10 inches lower than the building code requires.
That 10-inch difference in this case was the difference between no accident and serious injury and tragic death.
Heflin suffered brain injuries and died after he fell backward over the railing.
2.5 stories and fell on concrete.
Documents show that in the 2 years before the accident, the building owner had been cited at other buildings for porch code violations, including the height of guardrails, which the owner later corrected to the required 46-inch height. Witnesses said Heflin had been drinking when he leaned back and fell.
The purpose of this type of ordinance is to protect people sometimes from their own unwise behavior.
Is there any consolation for you from this settlement?
The only consolation is that maybe by this being brought back into the news, that somebody will go out and measure their railing. There's no consolation for losing my son.
The management company could not be reached for comment. A spokesman for the city building department, which was not sued in this case, said if renters identify porch problems, they should contact their landlord immediately. If the landlord refuses to take corrective action, call 311, and a building inspector will be sent out to inspect the porch. Bill and Walter, the city says they inspect about 5,000 porches every year.
Aren't there more than 5,000 that need to be inspected?
A lot more, and you can see them all over the city, and what you really need to do is call it in because they don't have enough inspectors.
I was going to say, it's unrealistic to think they could really look at 5,000 porches in a year.
They may look at them, but they really aren't even hitting all of them that need to be checked and fixed.
Well, people need to look at them themselves, and if they have a question, call them out.
That's right.